Looking back on this year, I definitely have noticed that a lot of it is blended together. Rightfully so. I mean, a lot of our days are spent inside and not really going out much. It's crazy to think that this is the 50th video of this channel, and how much I've grown and how much I've learned over the course of the last 7-8 months. It really has made me very proud and very appreciative of what I've been able to do and what I've been given by the success of this channel and people that have supported me through this time. So that being said, welcome back to the Rebel Tech channel. I'm Justin, and in this video I'm just going to talk about where I came from, where I am now, and what the future may hold for this channel and for me. So where did this journey all start? Where did my drive and my want to make things start? Well, I have a bunch of influences in my life musically, movies, actors, all types of stuff in media. But to be more specific, I think my parents were probably the influence to all this, mostly because they pushed me to try and do things that I want to do and things that I really am happy doing. Of course, they want me to get a job that's stable and able to pay the bills and support a family eventually, but they definitely have gotten me in a position where I can do all these things. Of course, I could not have done all this stuff without the support of them, and I thank them with every bit of my being, because they really are the reason why I can do this. Now, when it came to me creating, about 10-11 years ago, I got into music and really seriously recording music. Not very well, of course. I was very new to it and a very, very inexperienced person with it. I went to school for a ton of things, and one of those things was studio engineering and audio engineering. I got my certificate from school and did an internship, and eventually things didn't work out. The studio I was at closed up. I didn't get into a school that I was going to pursue a career in audio, and then I had to decide, what am I going to do? So I changed my major and I put music on the back burner. About 5 years later, I started to get myself back into content creation. Less so on the music side and more so on putting out stuff on YouTube. At that time, I started the Ghetto Happy channel, where I just made Let's Plays and stuff related to gaming. Nice start, and I've said this before, and it got me a good foundation of understanding how it works, how to upload videos, how to just do the basic things and the good things that you need to know right away. Those videos were very, very primitive and not that great, but they were fun to make and I really enjoyed it. I was also going to school. At the time, I was a criminal justice major and just graduated, and I needed to find a job. I was trying to figure out what to do with my life. I, at the time, thought I was going to teach sailing. At the time, I thought I was going to be a cop because I got my criminal justice degree. I have a 4-year degree in criminal justice. Who would have thought? And there's so many things that were going through my head that I didn't know where to go. I did that for about 3 years. 2-3 years. So from 2014 to 2016, 2017. In that time, I picked up a job for my dad. I worked for my dad for about 2.5 years. I mean, I've been working with my dad on and off for a while. Just picked up a route and I was doing it. I mean, I grew up with it. I knew how to do it and I didn't have a problem with it. Eventually, I got bored with it, and also during that time, I decided that I wanted to get back into audio. I didn't want to go back into a studio because I knew the setting, I knew the hours, and I didn't want to do the late nights or anything like that. Of course, I wouldn't mind the late nights, but it wasn't my main focus. So by happenstance, when I was working a sailing job, one of the girls that I was working with, her boyfriend at the time was getting into film and needed an audio person. So I was like, hey, I know things about audio and I know how to record audio. Never done it in a film setting before, but sure, I'll give it a shot. And I still know him today, and we still work together occasionally. And we've had a decent amount of success with it. Nothing crazy, but enough to make a somewhat of a living for a while. And it's all about the connections that you make in life, and it's all about the decisions that you make and the lessons you learn from those decisions, be it good or bad. So at this point, we're about 2018, end of 2018 into 2019, still figuring it out, having some success with the audio stuff. And I'm getting into 2019 and realizing that the jobs aren't as frequent as I wanted them to be. And I'm starting to think I need another job. I need a more steady job. So my friend who I was doing the audio with, he has an uncle who's in HVAC and all that stuff. And they hooked me up with a job working HVAC for a while. I was an apprentice. And that was great. It was a great experience. I love the work. I love working with my hands. I'm a mechanic as well. I work on cars. I work on all types of stuff. And I'm very handy with my hands. No pun intended. And it's something that I really enjoy because I can just get in a zone and start. Just when I work on things, it's like my own meditation because I can just focus on what I'm doing and it all makes sense and I can fix it. It's not something that's out of my hands. It's literally in my hands and I can fix it, and I know how to fix it. I have the intuition to fix it. Then we lead into 2020, and at the beginning of 2020 my apprenticeship was over and I got laid off. And this was right before the pandemic hit. At the time I was wondering what I was going to do, and I was in between two options. Do I go back into audio, or do I pursue this HVAC and all that heating and air conditioning stuff, which I really enjoy? So I decided I'm going to go half on it. I'm going to pursue my licenses and then try to support myself with audio gigs and stuff like that. About a month into that, the pandemic hit, and I could only get one part of my license because it's online. Eventually, when this thing is over, I will get the rest and then pursue wherever a job will come up, most likely outside of where I am, and hopefully in a place where I could afford to live, to be honest. So that leads us to March of 2020. And where this journey of this channel and where Rebel Tech was born. So that leads us to now. And the now meaning 2020 and what this channel has been and what this channel is and what this channel can become. And some of the things that stand out to me are the videos and the gear that I've covered in those videos. Now, if you could see here, got this little guy here, the Zoom F6. Crazy device that I really enjoy using, and never really thought it to be a device that I would be making content with outside of a job, meaning a audio gig or place that I would be recording in a professional setting. But the thing is, it's become a staple for this channel. It's become like almost like the mascot for this channel, because it was the first video that blew up on this channel. Not blown up like crazy, but blew up in the sense that it was the one that was most successful early on. And I'm very proud of the fact that I covered it. And of course, tons of other people cover these devices, and tons of other people cover similar devices and things that I may have missed on this device. And of course, people have called me out on it. Rightfully so, I totally get it. But the problem is, people don't see the behind the scenes. They don't see where the creativity is and where the growth is. Meaning that at the time I had just gotten it. I didn't have any chance to use it. I've used it maybe a handful of times. I could probably count on one hand before that first video came out how many times I've used it in a professional setting. Since then, I've used it more, but you need to realize that there's only so much you could do without having open world and real world experiences. Which leads me to this sweet little microphone. And I say little in the sense that it's just ironic. You know what I mean. The PD-70. This video surprisingly blew up quick. And I say surprisingly because I didn't think a video of mine would get to 1,000 views that quickly. And for me, 1,000 views is a lot. And thankfully, I've had a ton of videos I could see right now that have made that milestone. And this one, the video on this, is becoming the most popular on my channel. It is the most popular on my channel, most likes, most views. By the end of the year, it might even have 3,000 views, which is excellent. It's so cool. And a lot of other people have covered this microphone. A lot of people have had mixed opinions on this microphone. Regardless, that's not what this video is about. This video is all about the growth of this channel and where I'm at. Tons of videos. 50. This is number 50. That's crazy to think. But when I had my first channel, when I had my 50th video, when I had my 100th video, I had 6 effing subscribers on that channel. And I was still making videos. I hadn't pulled the plug on it because, to be honest, I was playing video games and having fun. And it was a good experience. No one watched the videos. Not a surprise, because no one watches gaming content unless they're established as content creators or just lucky, to be honest. So that begs the question, where is this channel going and where is it going to be in 2021? So, where are we going? Well, I'm hoping that a bunch of my videos are based around this booth, maybe even getting into some voice acting and voiceover work. I'm really interested in that field, and it's something that I've always wanted to do. I've liked animation and video games, and the performances that go into those are very underrated and the actors aren't given the credit that they deserve because they're not acting, as people say in the more traditional sense, but they are acting. Some would say even voice actors act more, maybe not better, but definitely give more of a performance than your typical on film actor, because they had to pursue a career and put off a character without showing anything physically. They need to express everything physically, mentally, everything with their voice. So it goes a long way showing a person's talents by just using one of their skills, meaning their voice. And with looking into making more videos based around this booth, I certainly need to make the lighting a little bit better because these shadows are rough. And I have the ISO a little bit higher than I wanted it to be. 1600's a little much. With a 77D and a DSLR of this style, you don't want the ISO that high because you get a little bit of graininess. You might be seeing some graininess in the dark areas. But regardless, that's something I'll have to address, and I will get another light in here. It's easy. I have a ton of lights. Maybe even a bigger light might be an answer. Get my nice new panel that I got, and it's really, really nice. I love that thing. It's been a nice addition to the group of lights that I've accumulated over time, And some of them have become obsolete in the sense that I have things that are better. And I even got a new softbox, one of the newer ones, newer as in the brand, not in age. You know what I mean. Extra E on there. Don't know why they did that. Actually, I'm just clever, I guess. And is it newer or newer? I've heard it pronounced both ways. Also, is it Rode or Rode E? I've heard it both ways too. Down in the comments, let me know. Do you pronounce newer or newer? Distinguish it however you want. Or Rode or Rode E. Put a space in between the E if you pronounce it with Rode E. It's the GIF thing all over again, and I don't understand. To be honest, I really don't care. It doesn't matter which way you pronounce it. Whatever you pronounce, it's cool to me. It don't matter. As long as you don't get on me for the way I pronounce things. I mean, I'm a New Yorker, so we pronounce things a little differently than others. So that's my story, and I'm certainly sticking to it. And I'm very excited to see where this channel goes. I'm very excited to see what kind of stuff that I think of, what kind of stuff you guys suggest to make. I really highly recommend you guys leaving in the comments things you want to see me talk about or get my perspective on, or just about anything. If you just want to have a conversation, down in the comments, I'd be happy to talk to you guys. If you want to talk to me directly, every Saturday, possibly one more day during the week. I'm thinking of a Wednesday to split up the week a little bit so I could get streaming a little bit more. The thing that's holding me back is the amount of people showing up for the stream. So the more people that show up for the stream, the more chances there are for a second day. But it's definitely every Saturday afternoon into the night, around 4 or 5 o'clock Eastern time in America, for all my international people. I know I see my percentages. Germany, actually, number 2 on the list of countries that watch my stuff. Very cool. Back to my roots. I'm mostly German, despite the fact that my name is Italian. My last name is Italian, but I am mostly German. Trust me on that one. And of course, as always, be safe, be kind. If you go out, please wear a mask. We're getting to the point where world might be looking into the future of post-pandemic and post-everything that's gone to hell in a handbasket. And of course, I will see you in the next video. What you doing, girl? Oh, you... Ooh. Noted nurse. It's not... I'm gonna call her a nurse. Going for the alliteration. But no, she's a nun. Actually, the alliteration would have worked that way too. I'm just dumb. You see nothing.